Hey everyone, I just wanted to do kind of an interim little recording and talk about going through chart D for the first time with an X value. So I didn't get to go over that the other day in my live, and I've actually knitted up to chart D. So I'm going to show you what the first row of chart D looks like, and also how you're going to move your markers when you're doing chart D. So I'm going to share my screen with you here. Okay, so what I'm talking about is right down here in the second section that we were talking about before. When we go to chart D and we're working chart D for the X equals 2 value, and I did go over chart C in my live, but let's just take a little look at chart D. Okay, so if we're looking at chart D here, you can see we're just going to start with this first row. We have the box just like we did with chart C. And as you can see, this little repeat area here where you're going to work that 4 times, that is included within the box here that says work X times. And then we get to the other end of it, and this little repeat over here where you're seeing the 3s all the way up, that's 3 stitches being repeated 4 times. That is not included. So I'm just going to go through the first row of chart D, and I'm going to move my markers the way that they would move if you have used your markers. The X value is 2 times. So I'm going to work this whole red box here 2 times. So here we go. I still have my lifeline in from my live, and you can see I've worked up a ways, and you can still see that I have my markers still in there in case I need to rip back. So hopefully I won't have to. So here we go. So I am just starting right over on the edge here. And the first thing I'm going to do is a yarn over. I just want to get the yarn over in there. And then I'm going to knit 1 stitch, and I'm going to place a marker. So my markers are all changing all along here. So I'm going to be placing markers all the way across. So that's my first marker. And then now I'm right to this area where I'm going to knit 12 stitches. So it says work 4 times and there's 3 stitches in there. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm taking my marker out. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that gets me right to the end here of this little repeat section. So I'm going to put my marker on. And now I am going to do these 3 knit stitches, and then I'm going to start patterning right across there. So we have 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to take my marker out, and I have a knit 2 together and yarn over, knit 1 through the back loop, and then knit 3 and knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1 through the back loop, knit 3, and I'm just going to do that patterning that I'm doing all the way across here. 2, 3. I think I'm at the end of that panel. So that was a knit 2 together, and this is where I am right now, right at the end of, I'm sorry, right here. I'm at the end of this lace panel. So I'm going to yarn over and knit 1 through the back loop. And now I'm going to place a marker right here. So I'm just going to use that one. I'm going to place my marker, and because my X value box comes right to the edge of this repeat here, I'm going to go all the way back over to the beginning of that red box, and I'm going to work this repeat again. So I'm going to be working 12 stitches right there. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to get rid of that stitch marker. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I'm going to replace the stitch marker now, and I've come right to the end of this repeat area here. So I'm now going to work this whole area again, and then I'm going to go to the end. So first thing, I'm going to work these first 3 knit stitches, and then I'm going to pattern across. And I need to remove that marker because, as we were talking about before, all the markers come out and move when we go from chart C to chart D. So this is the same patterning as that previous lace pattern, the previous lace panel. So same all the way across here. And just kind of going along. So in case you are wondering, that stitch is worked through the back loop to keep it neat and tidy, so that the bottom of it doesn't look too big and messy. So I'm almost to the end. Okay, so here I am right at the end of that patterning. And if you look on the chart, it's right here again. So I'm going to work those other 2 stitches, and then I'm going to place a marker. So there's my 2 stitches worked. And I'm going to place my marker again. Okay, so now I'm outside of the red box. So this is the only part that's affected by the X values changing. And now I'm going to work 12 stitches here. Then I'm going to place another marker, and I'm going to work in this area here. And as we had talked before, this dark area right there, those are no stitches. So there are literally 0 stitches there. So I'm going to work 12 stitches, place a marker, and then I'm going to work 3 knit stitches and then work this patterning. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let me take this marker off because it's going to move. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I'm going to put that marker back on now, and I'm right at the end here. Now I'm going to do this patterning. So those are 3 knit stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and this is the basis for the next panel of lace I'm creating. And then knit 1 through the back loop, and then I have 3 more knit stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and now I'm going to place a marker right here. So let me grab a marker. I think my marker took off on me. I need an extra one. So there's my marker on there. And now I'm going to do 12 stitches, and I'm going to be moving this marker. It's in the wrong place right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to take this one out, and then I'm going to knit 3 more. And now I'm at that end right here. I'm going to put another marker on and then knit 2 more stitches. So whenever your stitch markers are going to be moving, you're always going to be moving them in bunches of three. So every time you go to another little set of these, anytime you move your markers, it's going to be three. So if you're seeing threes, if you're seeing like a four or a two or something like that, that is sort of your cue that that's incorrect, and you need to make sure that 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 you're on the right row of the pattern. So that was my little demonstration of the first row of chart D, and hopefully that was helpful. And I hope that you will all join me on my next live. That's going to be on YouTube, and that will be on the 29th at 4 p.m. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.